Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the One True Nation. Welcome back to another frustrating beginning part of the year. And I gotta say, this year, I'm frustrated in new ways as opposed to last year, or as last year, as opposed to every other year for the last 20 plus years. But this year, I'm actually more frustrated than all the other years combined because this year we actually have a good team. The defense, Patrick Graham, under Patrick Graham, was really, I thought, really going to move into the elite status, especially after last year. Whoo, a Raider defense that actually gets turnovers and stops in the fourth quarter. I'm like, okay, all we gotta do is get the offense on point. We got Jacoby Myers. We got Devontae Adams. We got Zamir White, who I'm a big fan of. We got the tight end Mayers. We got Brock Bowers, who I still think Brock Bowers is gonna be a beast. Like we gotta get him in we gotta get him some more touches. But my point is we have offensive talent, you know, and I'm a big fan of Antonio Pierce. I like his intense, calm demeanor because he never really loses his cool on the sidelines. Not me personally, I like that in the coach. So I'm thinking we got the right pieces, you know, and then we got Gardner Minshew as our starting quarterback, right? And I've seen the Minshew mania, especially in Jacksonville, and I'm personally not a fan as a starting quarterback. I'd rather him be a backup because he can give you that spark. But here's my issue with Gardner Minshew. Yeah, he has escapability. Yeah, he has athleticism. And yes, he can make throws. But from my experience, even when he was in Jacksonville, is he can make the spectacular play, but for the love of God, the easy plays, the layup drills, you know, the drop in the buckets seem overwhelmingly arduous for this man. And I'm like, just make the simple play. We don't gotta have a spectacular play every single time. And I'm not gonna lie, missing wide open receivers in a game that we had to like hit every open opportunity. Jesus. And I'm sorry, the interception in the second half when he was going to Devontae Adams and it went straight to the DB for the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But my biggest issue with Gardner Minshew is, and it's the same issue I have with actually Aiden O'Connell. It's pocket navigation. And that's the one thing. If you look at it, Tom Brady was really excellent at it. Patrick Mahomes excels at it. Lamar Jackson, a savant with it. And it's one of those things where you don't always have to run, but just navigate small areas in the pocket that way you can still have options to actually either run or hit a receiver who's either coming back or who has been let go because the pocket is collapsing. Every time I see Gardner Minshew, it's more like he puts himself in those, when he sees a rush, he puts himself in only one position where it's either he's going to get tackled or he has to actually make a spectacular scramble to get out of it. And I'm like, hey, there are easier pathways within the pocket collapsing to where you can give yourself an outlet to a safer run position or just say I can buy time, and have somebody down the seam. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell don't have that particular skill set as of yet. You know, with Gardner Minshew, he's been in the league several years, so people might say his grace period is over. Aiden O'Connell, he's a second-year player, so they might think he has time to develop these skills. I don't know, but that's my biggest complaint with both of them. But going into this game, especially after us losing to the Chargers to start the season opener, demoralizing. But then we come back against the Ravens, who everybody said they were going to win the Super Bowl. Everybody said it. And then we come back in the fourth quarter. Gardner Minshew rallying, the defense actually making plays, making stops on one of the most elusive and gifted quarterbacks who can throw and run and buy time. We found a way to stop him and get the win. So I'm thinking after week 2 victory, we were 1-1. I saw half of the game last week with the Carolina Panthers. They were getting banged. I'm sitting here like, oh, this is a JV team. We about to be 2-0. I mean 2-1. Come in. First thing I noticed, I'm like, Bryce Young not walking onto the field? And I'm saying to myself, like, I know he got benched last week, but I thought that was just a one-time thing, and it was because he's a first-round pick, a high first-round pick, and I'm thinking, oh, he just had a bad game, bad 2 games, and everybody was like, oh, sit down for this game, recollect yourself, and we'll restart you against the Raiders. And I'm thinking, easy money. We're about to have at least 2 to 3 picks on the defense. This man, Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, comes from the depths of the damn depth chart and just walks in like he was an offensive MVP last year. He's just throwing it left and right. We got Chuba Hubbard just giving us the business on the ground. I'm like, who are these Carolina Panthers? When did they get their transfer papers into the National Football League? They were supposed to be a college team. And here they are, giving us that work. I mean, and it wasn't even a close game. I know the score looks closer because we benched Minshew in the end and put in Aiden O'Connell. He got 2 touches, but man, it was a bang session. Like, from beginning to end, bang session. I'm like, whoa. Like, they literally put the ball back in our mouth and said, pray for better days, and got medieval on us. They got medieval on us. The Carolina Panthers. And I'm not going to lie. I kind of knew the game was over when Andy Dalton hit that dime to Adam Thielen when he had 2 DBs right there. And I was like, this man threw at him the rope. And I was like, you got this man slinging that rock like that, and you got his receivers catching it like that. I was like, Adam Thielen looked like he was back in the Vikings uniform. I'm like, oh, wow. We're in trouble. And we end up losing the game. And I'm thinking to myself, every year it's something. In years past, for like the last 5 to 7 years, we never had a defense. It's always had to be Derek Carr leading us on some insane offensive onslaught. And we just had to outscore people. Now, last year, we get a defense. And we have the makings of a good offense, especially with Josh Jacobs and Zamir White and Myers as our tight end last year, and Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. I'm thinking, okay, we got the pieces. We just need another quarterback, which I still think right now quarterback play is our biggest issue. We cannot win without a quarterback. Matter of fact, we can't win at all. Like, no team cannot win without a quarterback nowadays, because the days of you just being able to have a serviceable quarterback and you just run over everybody, those days are long gone. Like, I look at the league, I'm like, yeah, you gotta have a bad boy at the quarterback position. You have to. And we don't have a bad man at the quarterback position. We don't have a Savage right there yet. And just disheartening. And I'm not gonna lie, I love Antonio Pierce, and I thought the post game quote where he say a lot of players made business decisions, so we're gonna have to make business decisions this week. And it sounded good. I'm not gonna lie, it sounded good. But having a couple days to really think about the game and how it transpired, nah. Is this my perspective? Players didn't make business decisions. We just got beat. We got banged from top to bottom. And when I say top to bottom, I'm talking about coaches got out-coached. I'm sitting here looking at Luke Galecki, and I'm like, what plays are you calling right now? What are you doing? Our offensive line had trouble with Carolina's defensive line. Each quarterback was under pressure. Why are we calling run plays? Why are we calling plays that take time to develop for our receivers? Why not just get screens going? Why not get crossing patterns going? Let's get rubs going. Let's get the short passing game. Let's get some kind of diversity in how we attack opponents. And the biggest issue with every offensive coordinator I have that we've had over since 2001, when the second half happens, what comes in, we don't make second half adjustments. Why are we still going with the same damn game plan in the first half? Why? I don't understand it. Why can't we hire a gifted offensive coordinator? Because I'm not even gonna lie. Even when we beat the Ravens, I was not happy with the offensive play calling. I thought we won in spite of the offensive play calling. I thought the players were just that good where he said, we're gonna make this work. And against the Carolina Panthers, I'm like, what scouting report did you read? Because this ain't working at all. And apparently, their offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, he read the scouting report. He was able to shred our defense with precision play calling. I'm sitting here like, and this is where I got to give Patrick Graham, he's got to get flamed too, because we could not get any kind of pressure on Andy Dalton from quarter 1 to quarter 4. I'm thinking to myself, why can't we change up coverages? Why can't we blitz more? We could not get a hand on Andy Dalton. We couldn't even ruffle this man's feathers. We couldn't even disrupt this man's timing. Got our coach on the defensive side. Offensive side of the ball, we got outcoached and outplayed on offense and defense. Hell, we even got outplayed and outcoached on the damn special teams. Daniel Carlson got outplayed. Good old Daniel, the one we were supposed to believe in, who's been consistent for years. He gets outplayed too? No hope. No hope. I just don't know. And I heard we're gonna stay with Gardner Minshew, and I get it. You know, you gotta have some escapability and some athleticism. You know, just to buy time and make plays off schedule, but I don't know if we can have a competitive chance week in and week out with Gardner Minshew. I'm personally of the mindset. We give Aiden O'Connell his reps and let him see what we can get out of him, because he only was a rookie last year. He started 10 games. I say we give Aiden O'Connell a shot and say, let's see what you got, because personally, I feel we already know what we got in Gardner Minshew. We really don't know what we have in Aiden O'Connell. But, you know, maybe Gardner Minshew just had a bad week. Well, hell, maybe everybody had a bad week, and it just was a fortuitous happenstance that we played the Panthers, and they made a couple changes on their time. Well, they made one massive change on their side, and it was the perfect timing, the perfect storm to give us the work. So I don't know. I gotta reevaluate my whole life in these NFL streets, but you know, we're gonna have to rework some things. You know, going into this next week, I still think we got a shot, but we definitely have to rework some things and reevaluate a lot of things from top to bottom. That's all I got for right now. I'll holler at you guys later. Depression.